As the ship approaches Korriban, Revan once again gets a glimpse into the star map's location. The Ebon Hawk lands at the settlement of Dresde. Situated near the Sith Academy, this settlement acts as a place for trading, transport, docking, and holds the local cantina, among other things. Hopefuls looking to become members of the Sith Academy spend much time here, as well as those who have already been admitted. Just a few steps into the settlement, the presence of the Sith becomes difficult to miss.
No, that is the wrong answer. Again, you pathetic hopefuls can't possibly all be this stupid, can you? You, Jedi, you're looking to get in the Academy, are you not? Well, of course you are. Why else would you be here? Let me pose a question to you. These hopefuls will never survive in the Academy. A lesson must be taught here, but I am at a loss as to what form it should take.
Well, if you can't think of anything cruel, you really shouldn't be out here, young man, should you?
I wasn't talking to you.
We didn't do anything. Please, help us.
Silence! It's not what they did so much as what they didn't do, which is prove themselves worthy. I'm exhausted from dealing with their mulings, so please decide for me, will you?
Revan begins to wonder if his past life bore any similarities to this individual, for this display of aggression doesn't seem to have any concrete purpose. Regardless, this is a waste of time, so Revan persuades this young man that he wants to let his victims go.
I want to let them go. Yes, that's right. They're not worth my time. I'm on my head. What was that? I feel like Just get out of here, all of you. I don't have time for this.
This is not a rare sight on Korriban. Many of the young Sith seem to share a similar attitude. The Sith thrive on conflict, and seeking out confrontation and threatening these Sith may very well be the best way to blend in on this world. Revan has come a long way since Dantooine. By this point, it would not require too much effort to kill a Sith or two. The Sith Academy entrance is located just outside of the Dresde settlement. It may provide more answers, and entrance is only permitted to students.
Please, don't hurt me. I am too weak with hunger.
These young hopefuls seem to be simply standing here until they collapse from exhaustion.
You must be very sharp to possess such an astute sense of perception. Those fools actually think that if they stand there long enough, I'll let them become a Sith. Idiots. A Sith is not a bantha, all endurance and no brains. A Sith would fight for his life, no matter the odds. If these rot grubs are as stupid as they seem, then they deserve their fate.
You should not toy with people's lives.
Why not just shoot them where they stand? It would at least be more direct.
It is a bit boring standing out here all day, however. I think I'll go for some dinner. It will be fun to think of them while I gorge myself. They'll still be here in an hour or two, surely. I suggest you run along before I decide to make you part of the fun.
Sadly, it appears these hopefuls will only find a pointless death.
Oh, no. All this for nothing.
Leave me be. I won't listen to your manipulations. I will make it into the Academy. Just a few hours longer. Just a few hours, surely.
It seems Korriban already teaches a lesson. The ignorant cannot be helped.
You are neither a Sith, nor do you bear the medallion of a student of this facility. You must be admitted to the Academy. That decision must be made by a Sith who has already been accepted here. The final decision, however, remains with Master Yuthura. I believe she is currently at the cantina if you wish to seek her out.
Yuthura Ban.
Is there something you need, Jedi? Make it good, for I have little patience.
Very quick to identify a Jedi.
You think me a fool? You think I do not recognize a lightsaber when I see it? You are far from the first Jedi who has come here after all, willing to abandon that decrepit order of yours.
Very few, if any, here are fond of the Jedi, it seems.
Hidebound relics who burden themselves with tradition and with the protection of the weak and ungrateful. They are pitiful and misguided. Why would you take a gift as glorious as the Force and squander it? Weaken yourself deliberately and shackle yourself to outdated mores. Our gift has made us superior. It is our rightful place to rule. How can any deny that? Yet the Jedi do so, and call us evil because we do not.
But killing and punishing those who are weaker for the sake of dominance is evil.
Is the Sarkath beast who dominates his jungle evil? The Tukata who leaps on the squell bug for the kill? These are things of nature, of the universe. We are no different from this. The Force is part of the universe, part of the same laws. We were gifted to set us above the rest. To deny nature is foolish.
Revan recollects the sights he has seen here, the hopefuls expecting to find greatness, and instead finding only meaningless deaths. They could have been simply rejected, sent away, not driven to death.
We make no apologies for the weak. If you cannot clench your fist and know when the moment comes to strike, there is no place for you amongst us. Of those who come to train, those who are weak return home. If they are both weak and foolish, they die. But it was their choice to come.
But the dark side corrupts individuals, mentally and physically. A force such as that surely has ties to evil.
Corruption is a word the pitiful use to describe the natural longing for power that they deny. Evil is a word trumpeted by the weak to ease their heart. It is true that the Force exacts a physical toll on some, but not a single one of them has ever regretted it. Anything else you hear is propaganda.
So in this grand scheme of things, Darth Malak sits at the top.
Malak is the strongest of us, and the strongest always rules. At least until one who is stronger can take it from him. That is our way. Survival of the fittest. You are always on guard, always lean for the kill. We promote it, for through this, the Sith are stronger.
The Sith promote betrayal.
If a Sith is proven to be weak, and if the time is right, the Force rewards the cunning and the mighty. Step up to the challenge if you dare, or turn tail and run.
Intriguing perspectives. They hold much value from a subjective viewpoint, but then again, the same can be said for the Jedi. There's no point in arguing either for too long.
You've heard enough, have you? So what is it to be? Are you here to be a Sith or not?
Yuthura speaks as if she plays a large part in deciding who becomes a Sith.
You must not have been in Korriban for very long. Either that or you have been feeling your way about blindly. Luckily for you, I am in a charitable mood. I am Yuthura Ban, second only to Master Uthar of the Sith Academy here in Dresde. I am the one who decides which of the few of the many hopefuls who travel here to train actually become a Sith. Is it your desire to enter the Academy? Is that why you are here?
How is Yuthura so sure he is not a Sith? He does have a lightsaber after all.
I would consider that an amusing ploy to try and enter the Academy. Why? Who will you claim to be? Darth Malak himself?
What about Revan?
What about Revan? Revan is dead. You may have a natural gift with the Force, human, but you've no gift for lies.
It might be best to keep the truth hidden and take on the mask of a pupil.
Ah, so you are just another hopeful after all. Or are you? There is something odd about you that I cannot place. Obviously, you are a Jedi. One who is very strong in the Force, it seems. So were you a part of the Order for very long? Did they train you?
What difference does it make?
Perhaps none. Perhaps all the difference in the world. Either way, you possess enough raw power to intrigue me greatly. With that kind of power, you could become a great Sith. Perhaps, if I let you. Does that interest you?
Revan is interested, but time is short, so he persuades Yuthura to take him to the Academy.
You must not think much of Sith Masters to try that little trick. I won't hold it against you, however. It shows initiative. But I do desire a real answer to my question. Does it interest you?
No shortcuts this time, it seems. Still, it will surely be interesting to revisit the path of the Sith, he finds.
A strange response indeed. Even stranger, I do not sense any deception within you. You should make for an interesting pupil indeed. I will take you to the Academy, and we shall see if you are ready to join the ranks of the Sith. I have only one other question. These companions of yours, they will not be coming with you, I presume?
My hearing's not so good. I'm just pleased my nice master doesn't beat me so much anymore. Yes, sir.
There's something odd about this servant of yours. No matter. Make sure they don't disturb your training or cause trouble. You are responsible for them. Now, the Master of the Academy awaits you.
Greetings, prospective students. It appears we have a late entry. Who do you bring before me, Yuthura? A young human bristling with the Force?
A human that has had some training, it seems, Master Uthar. Very promising, I think.
Promising? That one's not worthy to lick spit off your shoes, Master.
That I'll judge for myself, thank you. You all have the potential to become true Sith. Only one of you, however, will succeed. The one who succeeds will be admitted to the Academy as a full Sith. All others must wait until next year and try again, if you survive.
Remember that you are competitors here. Fight for your destiny, or go home.
If you wish to gain a lead over your competitors, the first of you to learn the code of the Sith and tell me of it will be rewarded. The rest is for you to discover. Welcome to the dark side, my children. Your one chance at true greatness lies here.
While learning more about the path of the Sith is intriguing, hopefully more information about the star map's location will be revealed.
Ah, there you are. My favorite prospect for the year.
It would appear Yuthura has taken a special interest in Revan.
Absolutely. By my estimation, you are far more likely to achieve the prestige necessary to join the Sith than any of the others. As a matter of fact, I am so certain of that I'm willing to offer you an opportunity of the once-in-a-lifetime variety. As I said, you're no doubt going to be the one whom Uthar chooses to become a Sith. With my help, of course. Once that occurs, he will take you into the Valley of the Dark Lords to the Tomb of Naga Sadow to administer the final test. There you and I will be alone with him. The perfect time to, shall we say, arrange for a change in the Academy's leadership. The tomb is an ancient ruin on the surface that was visited years ago by Darth Revan and Darth Malak. They discovered a star map there of great importance.
The star map's location is revealed, and to reach it sooner, Revan could simply go to Uthar and gain prestige by informing him of Yuthura's treachery.
I suppose you could do that. Even the hint of betrayal from his pupil and Uthar would move to eliminate me. But this is a very good opportunity for you. You can start off your Sith career as the right hand of the head of the Academy. Me, Uthar, will not offer you that. Tell Master Uthar what you wish. Were I you, I would think first of what the consequences of such an action might be.
Upon carefully considering the situation, Revan agrees to Yuthura's plan.
I'm so glad you see it my way. I will begin to make preparations for your final test. Your only worry now is to get there. Don't disappoint me.
But Revan is no fool. He sees through the apparent favoritism of Yuthura Ban. He decides to do some plotting of his own to ensure his path to Naga Sadow's tomb will be clear. First, he tests Uthar's limits.
You wish to know more about me, do you? And why would I indulge your idle curiosity? Will we be good friends, you think? I strived many years to hone my power, until I was able to drive out my predecessor and rule the Academy. If you are smart, you will aim to do the same, or better. There is nothing else you need to know. Do not ask again, young one.
Uthar is a strong individual, the most powerful on Korriban at the moment. Yuthura, Revan considers, is a means to an end, for she is weaker than Uthar. Revan reveals her treachery.
It is a bit ironic that Yuthura has begun her plotting. I have been aware of her growing ambitions for some time, and had in fact already decided to remove her.
A clever ploy, for he gets on Uthar's good side, and he reveals that normally the top 2 students would battle in the Tomb of Naga Sadow, supervised by Uthar and Yuthura.
This time it will be Yuthura who battles, though she does not yet know it. Perhaps it will be you who combats her. Yes, perhaps so. This is what you can do. Give this pad to Adrenus. He will put some poison in her bath. This will weaken Yuthura for that final test, making her an easy target. Rather generous of me, don't you think?
This should be interesting.
The plot thickens.
Ah, how very clever of him. Normally you would face some other student in the tomb, preferably one of the failed ones. Obviously Uthar has decided to get rid of me. But why? Did you say something to him?
But of course.
What? You fool! Oh, while I respect your attempt to play both sides of the fence, you are playing a dangerous game. If you think Uthar will truly be so grateful to you for double-crossing me, think again. Your only chance lies with me. In the end, it works out better that it is only the 2 of us in the tomb with him, so long as we refuse to fight. Is there anything else I should know?
Based on his assessment, it would be best if both Yuthura and Revan are at their full strength when the time comes to face Uthar. Thus, Revan does not proceed with the plan to poison Yuthura.
Let me see that. So it's true. Thank you for bringing this to me. Now I will be far stronger than Uthar expects. Here, this pass card will allow you access to Uthar's quarters. It's at the far end of the passages with the other quarters. Take this device as well, and put it inside his cot. No one should see you do it. Then Uthar will be too weak to stand up against us. Don't even think of failing me. You and I are too far into this now to back out.
The plan is set in motion. The only remaining task is to impress Master Uthar and gain entry to the Tomb of Naga Sadow. It begins with the Sith Code.
I can help you understand it. Would you like to hear it? Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Simple words,
but easily misunderstood. Peace is a lie. There's only passion. The Jedi would have you believe that peace is a desirable goal, that peace of the spirit is the way the Force is mastered, that lack of conflict betters man. We know different. It is our passion, our hate and our desire that fuels the Force. It is conflict that improves the lot of civilization and single being both. Conflict forces one to better oneself. It forces change, growth, adaptation, evolution, or death. These are not our laws, but the universe's. Without conflict, you have only stagnation. Through passion, I gain strength. What fuels your power with the Force but your passion? The stronger, darker emotions, anger, hatred, fear. These passions empower us. Love is more dangerous than all those things. Love leads to anger and hatred more often than not. But it also leads to mercy, which is far worse. That, however, is a lesson for another time. What keeps the most rudimentary creature alive? Fear to run, anger to fight. Without it, a creature would most surely die. We are far more than that, perhaps, but in some ways we are little different. To think us creatures beyond the need of simple passions is a delusion. Through strength I gain power. The Force gives us all power, even the Jedi. It is our mastery of our passion that gives us the strength they lack. It is our goal to be stronger, to achieve our potential, and not rest upon our laurels. We are the seekers, not the shepherds. The stronger you become in the Force, the more power will you achieve. But always must you fight for your power. Without strife, your victory has no meaning. Without strife, you do not advance. Without strife, there's only stagnation. Through power, I gain victory. How many sorts of victories can you imagine? Peaceful victory, victory by sacrifice, a truce. Unless a victory is achieved by demonstrating that your power is superior, it is only an illusion, temporary at best. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. This has been argued over and often. The chains represent our restrictions, both those placed upon us and those we place upon ourselves. Ultimately, the goal of any Sith is to free himself from such restrictions. In a way, it is so we may do whatever we wish, but it is far more than that. One who has freed themselves from all restrictions has reached perfection, perfect strength, perfect power, perfect destiny. Imagine it. That is our ideal, at any rate. Perfection is a goal,
I think, rather than a state of being. The Jedi would argue that, no doubt. The Force is our servant and our master, our teacher and our companion, a weapon and a tool. Know it, and you know the universe. Master it, and you master the universe. Strive for perfection, and the Force shall reward you.
Revan easily masters the code.
I am not surprised. The Force is strong with you. Master it, and it shall serve you well.
Before proceeding with his plans, he wants to learn more about Yuthura.
About myself. I'm originally from Sleheyron, if you must know. I was a slave to a cruel master, Omish the Hutt. I'm sure you don't need to know more.
He immediately notes Yuthura's resistance. He scratched the surface, at least. Something he failed to do with Uthar. He may attempt to probe her for more information, but not at the moment. Revan proceeds with finding ways to impress Master Uthar, starting with the Sith Code and sharing his understanding of it. Furthermore, he sets off to explore the Valley of the Dark Lords. This is one of the tasks Revan takes on with great importance. Learning more about Sith history will prove valuable, regardless of how he wishes to use this knowledge.
Perhaps we could learn more about the origin of the Force itself. With that knowledge could come great power.
But little does he know that his experiences in the valley will go far beyond digging up ancient artifacts. One of the tombs Revan explores in great detail is the tomb of Ajunta Pall, the very first Sith Lord. The tomb, like many others, is overrun with Tukata beasts, but with his companions, he manages to reach the innermost chamber and bypass the mechanisms protecting it. The sarcophagus within the tomb contains quite a treasure. 3 swords, one of them radiating.
Too long in the cold and the dark. I am disturbed again. A human.
Now this you don't see every day. This is an old spirit full of the Force. I sense great sadness and regret. Walk carefully.
A Jedi here? Why have you come to this dark place, Jedi? Why disturb my sleepless rest?
Revan may have visited this tomb before. Could it be that he encountered the spirit before? Is it possible the spirit remembers him?
I do, and yet I do not. The Force is so strong with you, human. Yet the face, the soul... it has been so very long.
So very long. This could be...
I had a name once. Ajunta Pall. Yes, that was my name. I was one of many. We were servants of the dark side. Sith Lords, we called ourselves. So proud. In the end, we were not so proud. We hid from those we had betrayed. We fell, and I knew it would be so.
A spirit from a different time. Ajunta Pall lived in the ancient times.
Ancient? Has it been so long that you used the word ancient? I have been here so long, so lost. I cannot remember. We were the first to rebel, to betray, to surrender ourselves to the dark side. So strong, we thought, so wrong. Yet we embraced it in secret, reveled in its power. We were discovered? Or did we act? I can no longer remember. But here is where we came, to hide, to grow. And here we fell. We hid from the Jedi. But it was not they who destroyed us. Is it not obvious what we did? We destroyed each other. We desired the secrets of each other to increase our power. We battled until finally our fortress rained down on top of us.
The Sith consumed themselves, did they? I suppose that eventually they'd be all they'd have left to fight.
And so, here, our old secret is buried, and none of us hold it anymore. Is that not right? Our power fled. Oh, what became of us? Do the Sith still thrive? Did they ever return?
The Sith did return, and they are thriving, but they endanger the galaxy.
So much time has passed, and yet we have learned nothing.
The spirit must be in agony. Why does he remain here, Revan wonders?
Remain? Do I remain? I have regretted for so long all that I have done.
After all this time, for the first time, Ajunta Pall seems to have encountered an individual who feels sorry for him.
Most of my brethren would desire only to take what power I have left, even if it would destroy them. We were not the first to fall to the dark side, but we had more power than those before us. It came from elsewhere.
Elsewhere? Where did it come from?
Our oldest secret. Only we would know, we lords. Only we would know where our power came from. I do not remember. A map? Perhaps it is a map, but it has not been buried with me.
All I have now is my sword. I filled it with my pride, and it is buried with me now, a corpse as I am a corpse. I am dead as my faith is dead, and I shall remain here, surrounded by blackness in death as in life. I wish my sword to be taken away from here. I do not wish it to rot away as I have. I command this of you. If you are wise, you will not keep it. In the end, it is what destroyed me. There are 3 blades within my sarcophagus. Only one is truly my sword, but it has been so long, I do not remember which. Find the sword that is mine and place it on the statue. If it is truly mine, then it is yours. I am that which grips the heart in fright, hearkens night and silences the light. It was written of my sword long, long ago. Go then, find my sword and place it on the statue.
Revan quickly identifies the sword. How could he not? Only one of the 3 is ebony black and notched along its length, in appearance of cruelty, as it would cut into its victims, truly gripping the heart in fright. At a mere glance, shadows dance across its cold surface, indeed hearkening night and silencing the light.
Yes, that is the one. That is the blade that destroyed me. Take it and the other blades even. Take them and go. My darkness awaits me.
Revan still does not understand. Thousands of years have passed, an eternity. No matter which atrocities he committed in life, there is no need for Ajunta Pall's spirit to suffer here still.
No need? What choice have I?
All these years, returning to the light wasn't even a consideration.
Return? But I betrayed my old masters. They would never let me return to the light side. It is too late. Too late.
Revan convinces the spirit of Ajunta Pall that it is never too late for redemption, and suffering and punishing himself for so long, any soul can see the regret within his heart.
If I could return, oh my master, it has been so long, and I regret so much.
The 3 swords from the tomb will surely impress Master Uthar, especially the sword of Ajunta Pall, which Revan, as advised by its former owner, does not plan to keep for himself.
So, the spineless worm actually made it through the tomb. I'm impressed. I've been hoping that someone would do the dirty work in retrieving the sword of Ajunta Pall for some time. It's been quite a wait.
Typical. Always ready to jump at what they perceive to be the easier path.
Now that you have it, I just thought I'd relieve you of it. It must be quite a burden after all. Hand over the sword, worm. You know I'm the superior here.
Naturally, intimidated by his power, Revan hands over a sword.
You're obviously more pathetic than I could have even imagined. Thanks for the sword, worm.
Ah, what is this you bring me, Shardan?
It is none other than the sword of Ajunta Pall, Master.
Fool. All the trouble you went through for your deception, and you did not even make an effort to verify the sword's authenticity.
Master, what do you mean?
There is no place for fools amongst the Sith. Begone. Ah, finally, the genuine sword. I knew that this relic would be unearthed in time. I can feel the power flowing through it. Well done.
Alongside the many other tasks Revan completed in the recent days, including battling some of the other students and turning others away from the dark side, without sharing that, of course, Master Uthar is sufficiently impressed.
You have but one final test which you must take, and this requires us to travel to the Tomb of Naga Sadow in the Valley of the Dark Lords. I would advise you to be rested and equipped before we leave. Return to your quarters now and seek me out in the morning. When you return, make sure that you have all you will need, for you will face your test alone. Go, and may the Force serve you well.
Within a day's time, the path to the star map will be clear. Until then, however, Revan takes time to prepare and discuss matters with his partner in crime.
We destroy Master Uthar together and I take his place. And you take your place at my side. A beautiful plan in its sheer simplicity.
A perfect plan, but Revan is well aware that the Sith are not quick to share power. He must be on his guard. Given that Yuthura relies on Revan for her scheme, she will be more open to sharing information at this moment in time than ever. The last time they talked, Yuthura said she was from Sleheyron.
I did. I also said that you didn't need to know more. Why are you asking?
If the two will work together after Uthar is defeated, it wouldn't hurt to get to know one another.
I see. Very well. I suppose there's no harm in the tale. As I said, I was originally a slave to one of the Hutts. The Hutts control everything on Sleheyron, and a slave is nothing to them. I was determined not to be nothing. One night when the drunken worm had me alone in his chambers, I stabbed him and escaped the compound. I stole onto a cargo ship and was not discovered by the crew until they reached the next system. They left me for dead on a desolate planetoid, alone. But that was fine by me. I was glad to be anywhere other than Sleheyron. It was not luck that I was eventually rescued, of course. The Force was strong with me, though I didn't know that at the time. Not until the Jedi told me, that is.
So Yuthura was a Jedi once?
I'd rather not discuss it. Perhaps another time. There is always harm in becoming too vulnerable. I will not be as weak as you desire. Have I asked you about your past?
Yuthura once said there are no friendships among the Sith. Revan claims he hopes to prove her wrong, if for nothing else but passing the time before the final test.
I see. You certainly have odd notions for one hoping to become a Sith. I'll play along, for now. Let's see. After escaping from Sleheyron, I was found by the Jedi. They took me in and trained me, even though I was a bit older than most Padawan.
So Yuthura was a Jedi Knight once?
Not really, no. I never progressed beyond Padawan. I had discipline, but no peace. And after my treatment at the hands of the Hutts, there was little room in me for the ways of the Jedi.
The absence of peace sounds like a common ailment among the Sith.
Yes, well, I imagine I am not unique. Things very easily could have been very different for me. I wanted to use the Force to free the other slaves I knew, to fight for what I knew was right. The Jedi restrained me until I couldn't stand it anymore. They claim the dark side is evil, but that isn't so. Sometimes anger and hatred are so deserved and right. Sometimes things change because of it.
But for Yuthura, nothing has changed as a result of her anger.
No, not yet. But my anger has not diminished, nor my desire to see change. The more time I spend with the Sith, the more I am certain that one day I will be able to fight as I must. I know this may sound strange, but only my compassion stands in my way now. Once that is gone, let the slavers beware.
Odd. The Sith are not meant to possess compassion in any form.
Yes, of course. I mean losing my compassion, as in holding back. But enough of that. I have talked about myself too much. Surely you are tired of it.
Yuthura is an intriguing individual, and there may yet be a chance to learn more about her. Hopefully, the future will allow for it.
Come back soon, my friend.
Before the day is done, there is one matter left to attend to. During his time at the Sith Academy, Revan had discovered that Carth's son, Dustil, had joined the Sith, believing they were not evil, and held much anger towards his father, believing he had abandoned him during the bombardment of Telos. Regardless of any beliefs Revan may have on the Sith, on Carth's request, he helped in convincing Dustil to see the Sith for what they truly are.
I have a data pad I want you to look at. You knew someone named Celine?
Celine? She's the one who convinced me to come to the Academy with her. Why? Where did you get this?
Look at it. It belongs to Master Uthar, doesn't it?
Yes, it's his, but he told me he said that she'd been lost on a mission in the valley. This says that they
killed her because she was hindering your progress. Superiority at any cost, Dustil. There's your evil. Or can you live with that?
No, I can't. I had no idea. They lied to me.
Well, there's the son I remember. Now, will you leave here?
No. You go do whatever you have to, Father. I have some other friends here. I have to warn them what's going on. I'll go back to Telos when this is over. You can find me there. Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, son. Good luck.
And so, with Revan's assistance, Carth finally gains some closure. With the dawn of the following day, the time for the final challenge approaches. Revan takes a brief moment to talk to Yuthura, to discuss one peculiar thought.
Greetings, my friend. I do rather enjoy saying that.
And it truly does sound genuine. He has been wondering how much Yuthura knows about Darth Revan.
Revan? You mean Darth Malak's former master? Very little. I never met him personally, though I heard he was a very powerful man. Very charismatic. In the end, Revan was outshone by his pupil. Such is the way of the Sith. Why? Is this dead man of importance to you?
Dead man? Of course not.
Anything is possible. Perhaps Revan is out there, somewhere, waiting to take revenge upon Malak. More likely what we were told is the truth. Revan is dead. Malak would be foolish to leave his old master alive, considering all the knowledge Revan held.
At the very least, it is clear Yuthura would not be able to recognize Revan if she were to see him face to face.
Is there any reason I should? Beside the fact I did not know Revan in life. Revan was known for wearing a full helmet and cape. Perhaps Revan's body had been disfigured by the power of the Force. It is not unheard of.
Perhaps.
Regardless, I doubt I shall be meeting Revan anytime soon.
But she shall. The question is if she'll meet him as a friend or foe. As the time for the final test arrives, the plan proceeds as expected. Yuthura, Uthar, and Revan enter the Tomb of Naga Sadow. No one is permitted to leave or enter until the final test is concluded.
Very well. We are now ready for your final test, young Sith. You have earned the right to see if you shall become one of us.
Indeed you have.
Is that a tone of mischief in your voice, dear Yuthura? You should know by now that no scheme is certain.
As should you, my master. But I was only agreeing with you. Should we not get on with the test?
Yes, of course. We are in the sacred tomb of Naga Sadow, young one. The one discovered by Darth Malak and Darth Revan years ago. You are to follow in their footsteps and reach the ancient star map that lies deep within. There you will find a lightsaber, amongst other things. The lightsaber is for you, your initiation present. Return to us once you have it. For you, the test does not end there.
Be very cautious here. This tomb is like the others in this valley, and many of its old defenses remain active.
Yuthura and I will await your return.
Go and retrieve the lightsaber. There is nothing we can do for you until then.
What the hell is your kind doing here? Bad enough I have to deal with all these other idiots, but now there's a stinking KOTOR on this world too?
I have as much right to be here as you do, sir.
We should have exterminated all you KOTOR when we had the chance.
What? What do you know about my world?
I know enough that... Hey, wait a minute. You look familiar somehow.
What are you talking about?
Maybe I was wrong. Still, I think a specimen like you would be a nice addition to my collection. The females make amusing pets, but the males should be put down like the animals they are. I remember one time on Taris.
What? What did you say? What did you do on Taris, you scum?
Put one of you down like the animals you are. So easy. Then I saw one of the females on the auction block. But those darn Jedi.
It was you.
What? Me? Oh, now I recognize where I've seen that face before. You were the little KOTOR I was going to purchase. But those Jedi came and stole my pet away from me.
You? The homeworld.
Get her, men, but remember, don't kill her.
It was once said that to enter the Tomb of Naga Sadow is to breathe death itself. The tomb contains many traps and challenges, both mechanical and organic. Revan even encounters Tyrantatic beasts. These creatures are strong with the dark side of the Force and feed on the blood of Force sensitives. They are particularly resistant to Force powers. Instead, one would do better to direct the Force inward and strengthen their capabilities, rather than use the Force to directly attack the beasts. In the end, Revan overcomes the many challenges of the tomb. including a pool of acid that blocks the main path, and gains access to the chamber with the star map and the lightsaber. Combined with all the other pieces of information from the star maps, the Korriban star map reveals the hidden location of the Starforge. The path to the Starforge is clear. The only obstacle in the way is the final part of the test.
So, you return to us with the lightsaber in hand, as I knew you would.
The Force has served you well.
The last part of your test will now commence. Here, you will learn the lesson of competition. All life must compete in order to flourish. Such is the natural way of the universe. To stand still is to know death. One must always be moving forward. So it is the same amongst the Sith. Compete or die. Mercy is irrelevant. So it behooves you in this final test to strike down one you are familiar with, for no other reason than to prove you are superior and without mercy. Normally, this would be against another student. You, however, get a special treat. You will fight Yuthura here, my own apprentice. You have become too ambitious, Yuthura. It is time for you to die.
No. It is time for you to die, Master. My pupil stands with me.
Sadly, Yuthura, it is you who are mistaken. Your pupil is more ambitious than you realize. Isn't that so, young one?
Well maneuvered. With both counting on your aid, you can influence the outcome of the situation as you see fit.
The stronger of the two must fall first. Revan sides with Yuthura.
Do you hear that, my master? That is the sound of a new leader rising to replace you.
So the time has come, has it? I will... No. My strength leaves me.
You are weak, Uthar. And the Force has abandoned you. We have made sure of it. You will pay for this. No. Oh.
It is time for you to die.
You talk too much, old fool. The only reward you will get is death. Kill him. Uthar is finished, and a new order is brought to the Academy. Excellent. While I do like you, truly, I'm afraid I'm not the type to share power with anyone, even you.
But of course, for that is the Sith way. Revan anticipated this outcome, though all this time, and even now, Yuthura does not seem to take pride in her choice, as if unsure of herself.
I'm sure. I told you there was no such thing as friends among the Sith, didn't I? Let's get this over with. I yield. You are too strong for me. I was a fool to think otherwise. I am at your mercy.
A true Sith has no mercy, yet Yuthura begs for mercy from one whom she assumes to be a Sith.
I suppose I am. Something tells me that you are not like the other students. I don't know why that is. I was right the first time back at the cantina, wasn't I? There is something different about you. More so than I even suspected.
And she finally learns the truth.
I didn't think you were here to train. Not really. I should have realized that sooner. I should have known, right from the beginning. But you are no longer the Dark Lord you once were, are you? You are Revan, and yet you are not. What I sense of your destiny is still unclear. So what happens now? Will you show me mercy? Will you just let me leave?
Why did Yuthura choose betrayal? It was not for power. Not truly.
I had no choice. You reminded me too much of a time before I became a Sith. I didn't want to think about that.
If she does not face the truth now, at this moment, she never will.
I suppose you could be right. All the things I wanted to do, all the wrongs I wanted to right, I haven't done any of it. They just get farther and farther from my mind. All I've cared about is power and myself. This isn't the person I was.
Yuthura's past is heavy, and she needs peace. But the way of the Sith will never be able to provide it.
You're right. Maybe what I needed most was peace after all. The Jedi tried to show me that. I don't know if I can ever go back to them, but my place isn't here. Thank you. Thank you for showing me that.
Revan senses the change within Yuthura, as if a burden had been dissolved from her shoulders. The next step in his path will take him to Malak. An individual like Yuthura could make for a powerful ally on the journey ahead.
That's tempting, but I don't think I could. Your path, it goes somewhere I can't follow. You have a destiny, my friend, and I wish you well on your way to it. May the Force be with you.
You there! How is it that you're leaving Naga Sadow's tomb by yourself? You went in for your final test, didn't you? Where is Master Uthar?
As expected, the Sith at the Academy did not take kindly to the results of the final test. Before the entire Sith Academy learns of what had happened, it may be best to leave Korriban.
You seem to have defeated me, Get there, Worm. But I'll have the last laugh in the end.
What do you mean?
You may have killed me today, but I had the pleasure of killing off your species.
You animal! You wretch!
I killed your people on Cathar in their homes. I hunted them down like the animals they were, just to see them burn.
You killed my father. You killed my people. You treat us like animals. You deserve to die.
Revan carefully observes Juhani's response. Her resolve is being tested.
You're nothing.
Help me, please. Do not let me give in to my anger again.
There's no emotion.
There is peace. No, I will not do this. He may die, but it will not be out of my vengeance.
You coward! You weak...
That man was a beast! A monster! I am glad that the galaxy is now rid of him so he may not harm others again. I do regret, though, that he did not die by my hand.
Perhaps only on the surface, but not truly.
I know. But must I always fear the lure of the dark side? It was for the best. I am glad that you stood by my side during this. We should continue our journeys now. No reason for staying here for this.
Star map data indicates the Starforge system is located quite a distance away. As the crew prepares for the challenges that await, his experiences on Korriban make Revan ponder on his past and who he was, and how similar or different he may have been in comparison to the Sith he met. He may never know, he thinks, and then remembers that there is still a connection to his past.
Observation. You are different in many fundamental ways, Master. You have a concern for life that is unsettling. This cannot solely be caused by memory loss. I do not know how to explain it. Regardless, you do seem to be improved overall from the human I once knew.
HK still possesses memories of Darth Revan. Perhaps he also holds memories of the Starforge itself.
Answer. No, Master. You never did make me privy to any of the Starforge's secrets. I was sent on an assassination mission into Mandalorian space, but I was damaged and unable to return to you. Exclamation. I find this most distressing. I could certainly have protected you from the Jedi and your pupil's betrayal had I returned.
Still, he does provide some insight about the enemy.
Commentary. Your former pupil is efficient and brutal, even for an organic. I rather liked him when you first introduced me to him. If I had known what he would do to you, Master, I would have gladly removed his entrails right then. Your pupil once asked me what I thought of him, and I informed him of his meatbag status. He was unimpressed, but you found the reference humorous. You changed my programming so that I would continue to use the term. It drove your pupil to extreme lengths of frustration.
So Malak was the original meatbag? Revan finds that quite amusing.
Observation. Of course you do, Master. You did then as well.
With time left to ponder on the current situation, the circumstances, Revan's mind begins analyzing the path ahead, the choices of Jedi, of Sith, and the choices he will have to make. If it comes down to it, is it worth risking everything for a single individual?
Got something on your mind, do you?
He turns to the Jedi, who may provide some clarity on the matter.
The Jedi, with their damnable sense of over-caution, would tell you love is something to avoid. Thankfully, anyone who's even partially alive knows that's not true.
Jolee's beliefs were put in question during the Exar Kun Wars, which took place years before Revan was born.
Exar was a Jedi who was corrupted by ghosts of the old Sith, or so they say. He attempted to conquer the Republic and create a new golden age of the Sith. A Sith believes he commands the Force, but it is the dark side who commands him. You know this.
At the time, the beliefs of many Jedi were put in question, but his were tested when a woman entered his life, whom he met shortly before Exar Kun began his conquest.
My wife's name was Neyama. Upon meeting her, I knew right away that she was strong in the Force. Neyama was a marvel of a woman. Fiery, determined, smart. Oh, and that body. Well, yes, that. Needless to say, I eventually won her over. At any rate, I wanted to train her in the Jedi way. The Council refused my request, naturally. I was still a Padawan at the time. The problem with self-righteous folk is they think they're more right than everyone else. Easy to say now. At the time, I just thought I was right. Neyama was intrigued by the idea of becoming a Jedi. She liked the idea of power too much, perhaps, but I certainly didn't see that at the time. I believed in her and trained her in secret. I ignored her willful nature. I loved her too much to see fault in her, and she loved me too. I know she did. At the time, our love was a shared bliss, better than anything I had known before or since.
And then something happened that would spark a division between the two.
Exar Kun is what happened. Neyama was inspired by Exar's promises of a new golden age. She wanted to join him. She came to me, pleading with me to throw aside what she called the decrepit trappings of the Jedi, to join her in Exar's war. I had trained her myself. I loved her. I pleaded with her to reconsider, to think about what she was doing, to think about what she would become. She would have none of it. Finally, in frustration, she attacked me. She drew her lightsaber and attempted to strike me down. It was a scene being repeated everywhere throughout the galaxy. Pupil against master. In my case, it was a long and terrible battle, but I defeated her.
But he did not kill her.
No. I had her at my mercy, disarmed and defenseless. She looked up at me and she knew. She knew I couldn't do it, but I should have. Sometimes I convince myself otherwise, but it's no use. She had fallen to the dark side when she raised her saber against me. I've played that instant in my head so many times. Sometimes I convince myself that I couldn't have done otherwise, that I couldn't have seen that she had truly fallen to the dark side. But yes, I was a fool, and I let her go. To my shame, she went on to kill many Jedi during the war until she herself was slain in the final battle. I grieved for her death, inevitable as it was, even as the Jedi Council put me on trial for my actions once the war was over. I had trained Neyama against their wishes. I had failed to kill her when I had the chance, and she went on to kill others.
It would only make sense that a Padawan in such circumstances would be punished by the Order, at the very least exiled, for causing the deaths of other Jedi as a result of his own self-righteousness.
Of course I deserve to be punished. They found me innocent, even though I
deserved every punishment and more. They let me go. Mitigating circumstances, they said. I deserved compassion, they said. That was when the Jedi left me. That was when they failed me. They may have been able to forgive me. I could never forgive myself.
In the end, with such terrible consequences in mind, is it still possible to believe that love is worth the risk?
Yes, I do, I suppose. Does that surprise you? It is all so long ago, lost in the winds, I suppose. Nobody cares what an old man believes anymore, do they?
Revan certainly does, and he is glad this old man decided to accompany him on this journey.
I'm rather glad I came too, really. You're a fine young lad. I hope things turn out well for you. Now then, I've chatted enough for one lifetime. Let's get this show on the road, shall we?